Hello everyone. Welcome to yet another wonderful Wednesday evening on Sports Blip Live, your number one sports program on live TV. My name is Merit J, and we have a whole lot of stuff to discuss on tonight's program. It promises to be very exciting and very entertaining, very informative as well, because we have new stuff. The W Series, I bet you haven't heard of that one before, but we'll tell you all about it when we begin the discussions. And we'd like you to be a part of tonight's discussion, no matter where you are in the world. You too can be a part of tonight's program by sending us your thoughts and your comments via our social media platforms, and also putting the phone call through to us when the phone lines will be open. Now, I have my tactical analyst in the studio with me today. Wonderful gentlemen, I like to call them. Gentlemen whose reputation precedes their appearances. To my left, we have our two-time MBBF champion, none other than the person of Susu Bobmane. Welcome, Susu.
Thank you, Merit. It is a good day to talk sports, and my initial excitement over the resumption of the NBA date has died down a bit. But we still have 1 week to go. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot in store for you.
A lot in store for you today, but not before we introduce our very own veteran. He's a member of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria. I like to make this comment every time I introduce him. He's by no means the Commissioner of Police, but we call him CP for short. His name is Christian Peter. Welcome, CP.
Thank you very much, Barry J. It's good to be here once again to talk sports and dissect it anywhere. You know, when you have some of the big show listening, one of the NFF technical committee is actually right now listening to the show, and I know he has a lot to say when it comes to the Nigerian game, Nigeria versus Libya. That is exactly what Nigerians want to see now. But you can't take away the NBA. It's always alive. Whether it's the preseason, whether it's not preseason, it's alive. Whether it's 3 men playing the game, it's always alive.
Man.
Come on, it's good to be here once again to talk sports.
Always good to be here to talk sports, and we've been doing giveaways for quite some time now. If you've been a follower of the show, don't worry. Today's package is coming up very soon. We have a very simple question for you. You answer the question correctly, and you stand the chance to win yourself something delicious, courtesy Sports Blip. Now we'll go straight into NBA. We'll start on the basketball scene. Yesterday night, preseason games are currently going on in the NBA because the NBA started the 2018-2019 season. It's just 7 days away. Exactly 1 week from today, the NBA 2018-2019 season will kick off over there in America. We had a game last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeating the Milwaukee Bucks by 119 to 115 after overtime. It was a very tight game, even though it was a game of preseason, but it was a very tight game.
Long and short is, I like what I'm seeing from both teams. Both teams have always been, especially if we start with the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks, which our Nigerian Greek brother is Giannis Adetokounmpo. They've been doing very well. They didn't change most of their major pieces because they had a good thing going forward. I see them going far, at least a top 3 team in the East, of course. Now we go over to the West, where OKC resides, which is the team that played against them. I like what I'm seeing from OKC. There's something they did which was very vital to the success they are going to have. They had Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony last season, they traded him more like they waived him this time. He signed a waiver to go to Atlanta Hawks, then later got traded to CP's team, Houston Rockets. They did that not because Carmelo Anthony wasn't good, but he didn't fit the system. It was a case of putting almost too many. Russell Westbrook is a ball-dominant player. Paul George is the only one amongst the big 3 of them who doesn't really need the ball that much to be effective. Carmelo Anthony also needs the ball. For the first time in his career, he had fewer touches on the ball. This is a man that averages at least 22 points per season, above 20 points, right from his rookie season. But for the first time, he reduced to 16 points. Now, what did they do after that? They brought back Paul George, who no one thought was going to come. Everyone felt it was a failed experiment, but Paul George came back. They now brought in Dennis Schroeder from Atlanta Hawks. Dennis Schroeder is a good enough point guard to start on almost any team in the NBA, but he's going to be a backup point guard to Russell Westbrook. That is a steal. Then one of the major places he had an issue last season was the center position. After Steve Adams goes to the bench, they always bring like a forward to come and play as a center, which is a bit of a problem. That is where they start losing points. But now they brought in Noel Elins to come and follow up. Noel Elins has steadily been on the rise. He's someone that was drafted in the top 5 during his set. He's been on the rise. So I see Thunder going very far this season. Because right now, they already have the core of their team. They are just supposed to improve on what they did. And even last season, with the up and down season they had, there are people that beat the Warriors. They beat them twice last season before finally they were, of course, regular season doesn't matter. It's how far you go in the playoffs. Well, to show you how inconsistent they were beaten by a Utah Jazz team led by a rookie. A team that had so many stars, beaten by a rookie. But I see them this season going far. Are they going to beat the big boys? I doubt, but they're definitely going to go far this time.
I think for me, when you looked at the OKC team, last season they actually finished 4th in the Western Conference, and the question has been
48-34.
Yes, and the question has been if the coach, the Billy, tried to manage to use Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. These are big guns when it comes to
big
NBA.
guns.
And he managed to use them. Now Carmelo Anthony is not there again. You see Dennis, who can handle the ball, who can, give you the passes that you need. Yes, Russell Westbrook is also there. Definitely, just like what Suso said, he's going to come from the
supposed to come
from the bench now. But we will see. Let's not forget that Andrew Robinson also is another person that
he's been injured.
He has been injured and he's coming back now. He's trying to stabilize the team more. Now, if you looked at the OKC team, they were not up and doing last season. They are bad offense. When you looked at them, their 3 points, they average 10.7, and the percentage in 3-point percentage they average 35 point something. And when you look at all those things, their assist is 21 point something, and they were not that good last season. Their wins was 48.5. Now you look at now that the team is like one way balanced. I've watched their preseason, the 3 preseasons. Paul George have been at least moving.
Yes.
21 points, 26 points, and Dennis also have been helping out. 20 points, 16 points, 17 points. They lost only 1 out of the 3 games.
Yeah,
I think was it against
3 out of the 4. They lost just 1.
They lost again. Was it against Clippers or Pistons, something like that? But it's a good one for them. The thing we are looking at is in the Western Conference. Are they going to finish in first, third? Because definitely we are not. I'm not thinking that they're going to surpass maybe Houston Rockets or Warriors, because this is the main target now. But I think coming up a little to finish 3rd position in the West, and then we'll see how the playoff is going to come up.
Now, there's one player that's been a subject of transfer saga for the NBA teams, Jimmy Butler. We just have 7 days to go to the end. Is it possible that he might get it ready? Because it seems every other team is pulling away from Timberwolves' demands. Some people think it's unreasonable.
It's very unreasonable. First things first, I said this in the last time, they were lousy to allow this fester to this point. They knew their stars had issues. Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, and Andrew Wiggins. They knew these people had personal beef, but they did nothing to squash it, thinking everything would go as planned. Jimmy Butler had 1 season, which is supposed to make 19.8 million. Everyone felt he's good enough to stay. But all of a sudden he stood up and said, I want to leave. I want a trade. And he has it in his clause, if I demand a trade, I should be traded. Now, what they're asking for, basically, the Miami Heat organization showed a lot of interest. And amongst all the people now, they are the ones that can actually pick him and turn him into pay him the kind of money he wants.
And it seems they are still interested.
They are still interested, but they pulled out first because everything was going well. All of a sudden, they turned and asked for another demand. Then Pat Riley, the president of Miami Heat Operations, insulted them to their core. He said he used a lot of expletives on air and all that. He said these people are asking for our first sons and daughters. We can't give them all that. Long and short is this. I think he might still be traded, but there's nothing stopping him from still starting the season with them. It's a case of there's no way we can trade you, because what they're asking for now, they want to go to Rockets want him. They know what he brings to the table. When it comes to two-way players in the NBA, he's a top 5 two-way player. They are not, in fact, top 3, top 4 two-way players. There are not too many players that can give you 21 points, at least 22 points, and also shut down the other opponents. He's that kind of player. They know that the coach wants him, but the manager, the owner of the team, doesn't want him. It's like saying this. The coach is playing it like he really doesn't want Butler to go. He wants them to work it out. But Butler even went to training the other day and told him again, I need to leave. My own question is this: how toxic would that locker room be if they start the season with him?
But then we're not seeing, if we're not having a scenario like what we had with Chelsea and Thibaut Courtois, where the player refused to come to training.
You know,
and then
he's
said,
not
"I don't
training.
want
He's not training.
He hasn't played any game. He hasn't trained. He's training on his own. But the fact is this: preseason games don't count.
Yes.
A lot of them know that this guy is a seasoned veteran. He's been there for about 7-8 years. He knows what to do when the time is right. But the fact is this: how is it going to be if he still plays? Now, Houston Rockets want him. What are they asking for? PJ Tucker and Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon has already told them that he's going to leave end of the season, whether they win, whether they don't win. So he's like a lockdown to go. PJ Tucker
is someone that
PJ Tucker, they can't let him go.
You know, CP, you're a fan of the Rockets. Is this deal worth it?
See,
PJ
for me,
Tucker and Gordon
for me, I think they can ask for any other player, but Eric Gordon definitely he's going to leave ending of the season. So there's no need now and ending of the season is the same thing for me. And when you talk about PJ Tucker, he's someone that it will be very difficult for you to let him go. It will be very difficult for you to give out those two players, knowing quite well that they are going to. You are losing. You are not gaining it.
I don't agree, CP. I don't agree.
I believe
He's
on
worth
one
it
thing.
though. He is worth it.
See,
but the fact is, he's one person.
He is one
and
person.
those two players are very dynamic.
He's one person that they gave out 3 players to get him.
Yes.
And he's still the same
Zach
one person
Levine,
that they want
Chris
to
Dunn,
get.
and Markkanen.
They want to get extra players to get him, which is for me. See, Rockets have done their own business. If Butler, maybe the team don't want him to leave, then he should remain there. See, the thing is this: with Andrew Wiggins, he has already used his mouth to say some things, even concerning the players that he's going to play with, which is not going to be good for him
That's why I
to go
said,
there
you
to
know
play.
how toxic that locker room will
But
be,
the
CP.
team should understand
But as a team, do you think with or without Butler, your Rockets team is okay? It's ready to go
No,
for the
Rockets.
season?
Rockets
I
is
think
good
for
to
me,
go.
for me, we are good to go. In the NBA, we are good to go. So, but if they decide to add 1 or 2, but picking out PJ Tucker, this is one of the guys that I love so much. But picking him out now,
PJ Tucker is the backbone of the Rockets defense. Look,
have you
I
seen
won't
him
say,
being
I won't lie.
aggressive?
Every team has an enforcer. PJ Tucker is the enforcer on the Houston Rockets. They let Luke Mbamute go. They let Trevor Ariza go. Those were wing defenders. Now you're going to get the one person that can go toe-to-toe with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, one man that can defend all these positions, to bring Butler. Yes, Butler will perform for you to going forward and coming to defend, but he's just one man. Is he worth it?
At the end of the day, maybe he might even tire out or probably
As
get
in-
injured. Okay, now let's bring you up to speed to all the Formula One stories we have for you today. Lewis Hamilton, who is currently enjoying a 67 points lead over Ferrari rival Sebastian Vettel, has demanded for more respect to be shown to Sebastian Vettel. You know, when these kind of things happen, a lot of fans, including yourself, you've not been impressed with the way Vettel has been driving and Ferrari's tactics. But Lewis Hamilton has come to say, come on, these people were humans, that we make mistakes sometimes.
for me, yes, they make mistakes sometimes, and it's right for him to come out to say it because, one, he's his fellow driver. Even if he was the one, Vettel, I believe Vettel will also come out to make such statement. The only person that I know that will never come out to make such statements is Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg doesn't
not his
care.
business.
Very
Whether
unapologetic.
anything they want to see concerning you, they should say it. His own is to make sure that he wins. But Hamilton is a calm guy. He's like you know, a notable guy. They know him. It's like what I call him the Formula One poster boy.
He's a poster boy of
He's
Formula
a poster
One
boy.
now.
But for me, it's a good one that he's coming out to say it. And Vettel themselves, Vettel came out to say Mercedes have done the best they can do, making sure they are leading by 60-something points now. And for Hamilton, he's like his friend. He's the second person that is challenging him. And you don't see, this thing happen over time, where it's not working for a player. The fans don't need to come out and start criticizing them. But that is the fun.
But-
If such thing
like-
did not,
like
if such
Morata-
thing did not
Morata
come,
for
we will not
Chelsea.
have news.
But CP,
If such
you
thing did
know-
not come,
you
we will
know-
not have
yes,
news.
but you know the truth is this: the media has to twist things to sell.
Yes,
That
is
is
the only
why
truth.
you click on that. You click on that button. Why did Hamilton say this about his arch rival? You get that is all they do to sell. But kudos to him. Initially, when I read it, I felt it was tongue in cheek when he was kind of like saying, "I've already won, so let me just
Let me
support
try
him."
to
But
cover something.
he was being real.
Very
He
honest.
said, "Look, what we do is not easy. To do what we do on a daily basis
And to maintain that
and
level.
to maintain that level, no crash, no injuries. This their sport is one of the deadliest sports
one
out
of
there.
the deadliest
But
sports.
it's right there in one of the top deadliest sports. But they do it day in, day out. They've known, they have the art of it. So to even compete at that level is something else. I can understand where he's coming from.
Now, how
Good one
about this
him.
for innovation and improvement? There will be a new international racing series exclusively for female drivers. At the beginning of the show, I mentioned the W Series, and this is what it is all about. A new international racing series exclusively for female drivers beginning from next year, 2019, to give women an easier pathway to Formula One. CP, is this a welcome development?
I always love the female things when it comes to sports, but Formula
Yes, you
One.
love the female
Just when it
things.
comes to sports.
When it comes to sports,
CP.
and any other things, but the thing is this: is Formula One, will they have the mind in terms of running those things? Will they make it exciting? That is the most important thing. We see the men making it exciting. We see the female also, even in football, even in other things, they are not really making, but they just want to be there. But are they going to make it exciting? Is something that everybody wants to see. But I would say kudos to the Formula One people. They have at least showcases that it's not all about the men. The female can also come in to show what they got. It's not going to be, we are having 60-something laps, we are
Yeah,
having
it's not going to be
70-something
so
laps.
No,
figures.
it's
I
just,
think we'll
it's
be
just
having
30-minute
just
races.
30, and
6 30-minute races, and the
So-
winner gets 500,000.
For me, I
I
think
think-
it's going to be more interesting.
I
If
think
you
it
have
will
30
be.
minutes,
I think
the competition
it
will be really hard.
very exciting. I don't just think it will be. It
at
will
the
be
starting,
very exciting.
At the starting, we are going to see a lot of let me not put it accident. A lot of things
it
that will
happens.
happen.
It
A lot of
happens.
things
But
that
it's
will
in
happen.
the realm of the game, it's expected. In the realm of the sport, it's expected. But all in all, kudos. I like hearing things.
And there will
like
be a
this.
500,000 prize money, $500,000 for the winner of that one. If you're a lady out there and you think you know how to drive, you might just start contributing your career as the Formula One driver. Now we're going to tennis, the Shanghai Masters, currently happening in China right now. The top seeds are all there except for Rafael Nadal, who is still nursing his injury on his right knee, and it has been going well for the top seeds, Alexander Zverev, Roger Federer, Kei Nishikori, all getting their victories. I'll run you through some of the results. Stefanos Tsitsipas beat Karen Khachanov by 6-4, 7-6. Now Martin Del Potro beat Richard Gasquet 7-5, 7-6. Kevin Anderson beat Mikhail Kukushkin 6-3, 6-2. Kei Nishikori came out from a very poor first set where he lost 6-3 to Yibing Wu to win the second set 6-love and the last set 6-3. There were also victories for Roger Federer, who played against Daniel Medvedev 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, and other top seeds. We expect them to win, and they've won. Now we're having Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer in this particular one. Novak Djokovic at the end of the day could go as far as becoming world number one if he wins it, or topple Roger Federer and become world number two for a position he hasn't been for a very long time.
I think it will be a good one for him. Is it really something that you will say, okay, I have achieved something? Novak Djokovic
Considering
has already
how
achieved,
his years are,
because of the injury, he came back. He has achieved a lot. Winning 2 Grand Slam. The other people sharing the remaining 2, and he won the Wimbledon and the US Open. So for me, he has already achieved more. But this is just the ranking. This ranking keeps you in terms of the next draw that will come up. You will not really have a strong opposition to face,
your
except
initial opposition.
except you expect Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal to be injured, maybe goes out for a long
same
time,
thing that
and then
happened to
become world
Djokovic.
number 400
and
and
you
something.
decide to face them, and unfortunately they come out to knock you out. But kudos to them. Anyone that gets to win. See, the most important thing in the Shanghai Masters is this. The people, it's just to make it exciting. The people need to watch the big guns play. If you don't have Novak Djokovic, you don't have Rafael Nadal, you don't have Roger Federer, who do you want to watch? Is it Del Potro? Is it those people? You will not have that massive fan that will come up. It's the ticket, the thing that is what they want to sell.
All right, you've been a supporter of Alexander Zverev. Do you think he has a very good chance, decent chance in this one? You also, the big guns are also there.
I say this about Zverev. I like what he has achieved at this early stage in his career. If he could just find a coach that can channel because he's erratic as a player. He easily gets, would I use the word, angry. He easily lets his emotions get the better of him. if he can
He's
calm
the
down.
Rafael Nadal. He's the Rafael Nadal of those days.
Young Rafael
of
Nadal.
those
Young
days,
Rafael
you see,
Nadal. If you
he
watch
should-
Rafael Nadal, then
then
you
he
would
was
dislike
very,
tennis.
you do get where I'm coming from. You know, they see points they are supposed to get, and it slip away from it, and it pains them to their bones. They break the racket, they do stuff like this. So if he can calm down, he can match anybody that is in this tournament right now. I'm still tipping him to go very far in this tournament.
All right, we'll give you all the updates. We'll keep you updated as it concerns the Shanghai Masters and every other sports on Sports Beat Live. So please stay tuned. We'll be going for a short break. We'll be right back with more interesting football stories. Illustrious career from the man John Terry. He spent most of his playing career for his beloved London club, Chelsea Football Club. He won a lot of titles, 5 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cup titles, 5 League Cup titles, a Champions League, Europa League. It was very phenomenal as a captain and as a player for Chelsea, for both Chelsea and England. John Terry announced his retirement from professional football on Monday. How the man John Terry, what does it represent to you?
I think for me, a legend. A legend, that is what I would call him. Not a Chelsea fan, but a legend is what I would call him. Someone that a fantastic captain, and he did well for Chelsea, and has been there since 2000. You know, captained the team from 2004 till a time that he decided to say, okay, I don't want to play again. I've won the Champions League. I've won the I've won the Champions. I've won the Premier League. I've won almost everything that needs to be to be in the cabinet. But the thing is this, for him also, the side that you always want to remember him is the Champions League 2008 when he
missed
against
the
Manchester United, when you missed the last penalty.
Why will you want to remember that thing about him after all the accolades? Why will you pick that one?
That is why it's me. That is why it's me. No matter how I give you the accolade, I will remember the other side that you have to give it to Manchester United. But apart from that, John Terry, as a Chelsea legend, he has been there. He's a fantastic captain, not for only Chelsea, but for the Three Lions also, the English national teams. He was there. He did a lot of things, scoring a lot of, at least when it gets to the corner kick, always have it in mind that John Terry is there, the head can actually do something.
All right.
To me, Terry embodied loyalty. He embodied what it meant to be a team player. He's someone that always put the team first. Is when they say mentoring, he's the kind of player that coaches would just say, please look to that guy for mentorship. I don't know what to tell you at this point in time. As a captain, he was fantastic. Of course, we know about his off the field issues and all that. That is well documented, but that's not what defines him. For someone to go through what he went through and still stand tall, it shows you the character of the person there. Look, football is definitely going to miss him because he played as well as he could play, did everything he was supposed to do. World best defender, like literally world best defender for about 4 or 5 times in his career. They don't, defenders are not as decorated they are not very decorated, but he's one of those people that you can say stands in the same line with someone like Cannavaro and the rest of them, the Maldinis, Cannavaros and the rest of them. He's right up there. As a player, look, he gave everything he could to Chelsea. There was a game I was watching. There's a ball he went for. I think it's Abu Dhabi or somebody from Arsenal. That ball was not too high. He went with his head. The guy kicked his head.
Yeah, it was Traore. It was
was it Traore?
Carling Cup final, 2007.
But he puts his body on the line. It doesn't come. Other players will be like, my brother, you won't die. But he's that kind of player. It just shows you what he brought to the table each point in time. And kudos to him. This is a man that, as he had retired, I'm happy someone like him played football. I'm happy I could watch him playing football. Not some other people that would say they've...
You can also, let me just say this. You can also remember him against Reading. Against Reading when Peter Cech was injured.
And Hilario was injured.
And the second goalkeeper came in.
Hilario
got injured. Hilario came in and got injured. And John Terry had to
take the gloves.
I want to keep. But you always remember, why I always remembering this is, you look back, you remember Bridge and John Terry. There is always
the controversy.
We did not bring that up, so you take it off.
Okay, kudos, John Terry. Wonderful career you've had. We hope you have the best after your professional football career, whether it's as a manager. We're hearing that he's been quoted as a manager, so whether you go into football management or whatever you intend to do with the remaining part of your life, we wish you all the best. Now we'll go straight into the AFCON qualifiers on the local scene now. No fewer than 22 players have arrived. Nigeria arrived the Uyo International Airport for Nigeria's showdown, the Super Eagles versus Libya. a lot of players have come in. There were initial flight delays, but the players have been able to come through. Now they'll be going through their training sessions for the match on Friday. We expect a win from this, especially considering the fact that Libya, they just lost their coach a few days ago. He resigned due to unpaid salaries. We'll get into that in a bit, but let's talk about our chances of getting a very decent result.
I think for me, losing the coach already, is an advantage for the Super Eagles, because you can't lose your manager and you expect to be the same. If you ask Spain will tell you the same thing that happened to them in the World Cup. And for me, I think with the coach or without the coach, I have always expected Nigeria to win. And we have, you still can't write them off. You still have the players that played in the Crotone, Al Ali, and the rest of them, and the Portuguese league. People that can really hunt you. They are very fast. See, they don't have much players over there in Europe, but they have players based in the league that can actually do the work. For Nigeria, we have different players coming from different places. Just 1 week, one day you want them to gel. To gel and play. See, I always say this: is the Super Eagles against the Libyan team? Is football is 90 minutes or 93 minutes? Anybody can win. But as a Nigerian, I always want the Super Eagles to win. But as a football fan, I say it there. Over there in Uyo, we will witness it, we will see how the game is going to be played. Genetro, is he going to start up with his 4-2-3-1 man formation, or is he going to change a different formation to start with? Ahmed Musa is there, Kelechi Iheanacho is there. Alexi is to have a strong bench. It's not all about having all the first 11. Sometimes this game is being won with your bench. We need just for me, we need just 4 points. At least get a 4 point, because they are topping you with 1 point. Win this one, the next one,
you can have a draw.
You get a draw. Let me not talk about the next one, but this particular one, win this one, because there are sometimes we are thinking of the next one and we'll end up losing this one. That is what happens to us when we played against South Africa. But all the same, the players are beginning to come in now, 22, 25. Most of them have entered. Let's see how they are going to gel to play against Libya.
Libyan team, they're expected to come into the country tomorrow, and the first game is expected to be on Friday. Isn't that going to be a problem for the Libyan team? I think we're already winning.
We want it to be I want it to be a problem for the Libyan team.
They should be training already in their own place.
You say?
They have been training already.
They've been training. They should, everything is an advantage to us. Long and short, I'm a Nigerian. I want to win. I want us to win. But like I said, Libyans aren't topping the group because of they know why. We know why they are topping the group. They are the best at what they do. At least they've proved that. But I think Nigeria can pick maximum points, which is long and short of it. There's something Gernot Ross said when they were interviewing him. He went all out to say he wants them to get 4 points. Now I'm asking this: why will you as a coach say you want 4 points? That's you basically telling your people, if we draw here, we'll go and win there. Don't give players those kind of options. Or if we win here, we'll go and draw there. Don't do that to your players. Say it out. I want to win. Every game is winnable. That was something I respected, at least Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger in particular. Arsene Wenger will be fourth on the table. You ask him, look, how do you see this? He'll say, we are winning the trophy. Like, literally, he will tell you, as long as there's a chance that they can win it, that he'll win it. That is the mentality you need to show your players. A lot of people take this thing for granted, but they're there for a reason. And I believe Nigeria will win come Friday again. After then, we'll talk about Tuesday.
We have a question for you for tonight's program. Our giveaway, you stand a chance to win a shawarma and a bowl of ice cream, courtesy Twinkies Fast Food and Gospel Origin. The question for tonight's program is, who was the first goal scorer? Who scored the first goal when Liverpool took on PSG in the UEFA Champions League match day 1? If you know who scored the first goal in that encounter between Liverpool and PSG, send us your answers via our social media platforms, our WhatsApp platform, and you can also call in on the program and let your voice be heard. You might just be a winner of something very delicious. The phone lines are open right now. You'll see it on your screen right away. Now, there's another game for the AFCON qualifiers, Ghana versus Sierra Leone. That game has been suspended because the government of Sierra Leone interfered in footballing activities. When I read the story, I was just thinking this could have been Nigeria.
I've been vocal about how we've been going about our own issues, and I'm surprised FIFA did not put the hammer, put us to the sword, more or less. But this is just to show people that you're dealing with an entity. You're not dealing with a different person. Your FIFA is like a country on its own. It's being controlled by people. You have to respect the boundaries. Kudos to them. How many years, how many months did they lift it, or did they just say it's not going to be played? I hope you've told our Minister of Sports that, look, this is what happened to our neighboring. Yeah, so we shouldn't joke with stuff like it's not Nigerian politics. This is real football. This is real football.
But the thing is this, I don't like it when you try to protect one side and you deal with the other side. You see, it's Sierra Leone. You feel they are not really that footballing nation. They are not going to give you maybe the ticket that you need. You know, if it's Nigeria, you expect Nigeria, the CAF, to get something.
Number one selling jersey. Come on now.
You expect them to get something.
We want something.
But the thing is this, if you know you can't suspend Nigeria, don't suspend Sierra Leone. It's a normal thing. I don't see it that I'm a Nigerian, that I would not say the way it is.
CP.
Yes,
in defense of Nigeria, they gave us an ultimatum.
And
we met.
We were able to meet the
And how many
deadline.
ultimatum did they give them?
Eh?
Did they tell you they gave them ultimatum?
They would have given them an ultimatum. They can't just put the hammer down like that.
Let's leave that for another day. But the thing is this, it shows the other footballing nation that if you're not doing the right thing, if you're doing a different thing contrary to the normal rule, you get the hammer. And when the hammer hits on you, it's always very difficult for the pinches or whatever to pull off the.
Now let's talk about this very quickly. The I2 Cup, still on the local scene, the I2 Cup. 2 games were played today, the semi-finals. Enugu Rangers defeated Nasarawa United by 4-2. And in the other semi-finals, Kano Pillars played against Katsina United. We talked about it on Monday being a very fierce derby and the first rivalry. It ended 2-2 in normal time, and Kano Pillars edging out Katsina 4-1 on penalties. Now it means that Rangers will take on Kano Pillars in the finals of the I2 Cup. For me, it's a worthy matchup.
What's a final is Kano Pillars against Rangers, 5 times NPFL champions. You know, Rangers, the last time they won this particular trophy was actually in 1986. 1986, 1983, that was when the last time they won we call it then the Federation Cup, now the I2 Cup. But it's to be a good stuff playing against Kano Pillars. We said this on Monday. Kano Pillars, Katsina United, always difficult game anytime, any day. Could you believe that Kano Pillars were leading by 2-0 and Katsina United came from behind and equalized the game? That is the derby. That is why I call it the best derby in the world.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's an amazing final we are going to see, and this final will be played at the Delta here, the Stephen Keshi Stadium. That is where they are going to play the final. I hope the stadium and everything is normal. So understand what I'm saying?
Call it. Call. Points. Who's going to win?
See, the truth is...
No, don't be diplomatic.
CP.
Don't be diplomatic. Who's going to win?
Rangers, Kano Pillars, who do you pick?
I pick Kano Pillars.
I pick Kano Pillars.
Okay, I will be the one that will go for Rangers, just so they have a supporter. But in the female game, we also have the semi-finals will be played between Ibom Angels, who play against Edo Queens in Owerri, and Rivers Angels, who take on Bayelsa United on Friday in Enugu State. Now we'll talk about European football now. The UEFA Nations League is resuming tomorrow. A lot of games will be played. We have Poland playing host to Portugal. We have Russia taking on Sweden. These 2 games seems to be very exciting because we look at the Polish side. They are no pushovers, and then they have the Portuguese sides that will be without Cristiano Ronaldo. We know he has some issues to sort out, and we also have Russia against Sweden. Both of these games, which of it would you like to watch? Which of it would you think will be more interesting?
I think for me, it will be Russia-Sweden because it's a team that there's no one that is like the star man going to play. We saw what Sweden did at the World Cup. We saw what Russia also did at the World Cup. Exciting game we are going to see. We want to see the goals. We want to see, okay, is it the Russia that we saw at the World Cup, or is it the Sweden that we saw at the World Cup? They lost out against England. Are they going to put out that good fight also? The truth is, it's not all about the friend. It's not friendly stuff now.
Yeah, there's
you
something
must
at
win.
stake.
Something at stake.
There's something
Yes.
at stake. You need to win. When you come out first, you automatically you
Qualify for
qualify for the Euros. So the thing for me, we are going to see amazing stuff. But let me just point out something earlier you said. We may end up not seeing Rivers Angels play the final because it's been shifted. The Sunshine Queen accused them
Yeah, fielding two
of fielding
ineligible
ineligible
players.
players. So the NFF technical committee, or committee in quotes, if they are going to find out from now till that Friday, then we'll see when they are going to play against Bayelsa.
Now, Poland versus Portugal. Portugal without Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, that's I like what's happening with Real Madrid right now. I like the fact that you've built your team around one particular person. I love seeing the aftermath. How do these players get from it? So I'll focus on that particular match because long and short, we want to see how good the charismas, those other players that always focus on the CR7.
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva, and
Andre
yes, who is
Silva.
also doing very well for his club side. But I want to see how good they can play when Cristiano Ronaldo is not there. That is one of the reasons I'll focus on it. But once again, I don't echo. A lot of people might not know. Jurgen Klopp went on air verbally to say he hates the UEFA Nations League because, of course, one or two of his players, key players, have been injured going for this competition. But I like the fact that there's something at stake. You don't just play meaningless friendlies anymore.
Yes.
Now, almost every friendly is something to look forward to.
You need
That's
to be
why
serious.
people will still have something to look forward to this weekend.
Now, talking about the man Cristiano Ronaldo, there has been recent allegations of rapes, a crime committed, according to the accuser, way back in 2009. It has dampened his personality
Where have
a
these
bit.
accusers been? 2009. This is 9 years after. Where have these accusers been? And why are they just springing up right now? It doesn't stem from. I think it might sound crazy being Nigerian, but I think it's politically motivated.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people seem to think. They're saying out there on social media that this never came out since he was at Real Madrid. Now he left Real Madrid. Maybe it's the backlash from the
I am
Madrid hierarchy.
saying, not even out there, I am saying it that this case came up 2009, and 2009 was when Ronaldo came to Real Madrid.
Yes.
They came to 2009 and they waved it aside. They just
Waved it.
shot
We
the
did not
case.
hear
We did not
anything
hear
about
anything
it.
again, and you left from Madrid
to
to
Juventus.
Juventus. Then the so-called everybody in the team started misbehaving. Florentino Perez, Florentino Perez and the rest of them, they are just looking for a way to bring the young man down. And another woman have come out to testify that okay, what happened is actually true. That's why you still have your lawyer, and the lawyer is still backing him that nothing happened. So we are still waiting.
You know, the thing with stuff
Even-
like this, we know Bill Cosby's issue. If we digress a bit, once one woman came out, like there are like 5-6 others ready to testify whether you did it, whether you didn't. We can't tell. But him, I've always admired this football. I don't know him off the field of play. I like his lifestyle. He's someone that intrigues me. His business sense is wonderful. So this might just be but let us hope this might be
And
a
he will
bump
be
in the
losing
road.
something. He will be losing one. If such happen, he will be losing $1 billion for what is it called, for his people providing
Sponsorships
goods,
and
the
image
sponsorship, and he will be losing his face, not being the
You
play
say-
game, the EA,
Did you
the
say
play game
$1
2019.
billion?
Let's talk about.
1 billion, not $1 billion.
Let's talk about the nominations for the Ballon d'Or. The 30-man shortlist is out. There's who is there. There's Antoine Griezmann, there's Lionel Messi, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, there's
Pogba.
Modric. Now, people are saying this might be the year where we stop to see the duopoly of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi taking the top gong. Maybe this might be the year where Luka Modric steps in.
If they don't give it to Luka Modric again, that means they don't even know their job. Because since you have given the
He's
wrong
one of
one,
the
you have
best
given
player
the
in the
wrong,
World
the
Cup.
wrong
He's one of the
man.
best player in FIFA awards.
What do you want again? Just give it to him, because since you deny Ronaldo from winning it, that at least I'm not talking about the FIFA best now. I'm talking about the UEFA best player. You
UEFA
denied
best.
him
I
from winning
think
it.
Cristiano was
And
supposed to win
you
UEFA
give it to
best.
Modric, and this time around the FIFA best, you give it to
Modric
Modric.
again.
I'm thinking, is it the Fonodo they're going to give the Ballon d'Or? He's not there. So,
If Modric wins this one, would you say it's well deserved?
Well, long and short, if he doesn't win it, that I'll be shocked
surprised.
because he's won almost every other thing leading up to this, and in retrospect, almost everybody that wins back-to-back. I would argue, I could say UEFA, they were not supposed to give him. Yes, FIFA, good and fine. We saw what he did, especially in the World Cup. This is a World Cup year. We know most of these awards come from your performance in the World Cup. Even if they'll tell you it's not just a one-month competition we're using, we all know these things happen. But long and short, they didn't give the UEFA trophy to the UEFA award to Cristiano, which I thought they were going to give. I don't see anybody knocking Modric.
But I would be surprised.
Right
I would not be surprised if I see Anthony Griezmann taking this award.
All right, whoever it is that will win the Ballon d'Or, we will let you know. The award ceremony will take place on the 3rd of December 2018. It will also feature the female award for the very first time. But we'd like to show you a short clip right now. If you're a Manchester United fan, please stay tuned. There are a lot of controversies concerning Manchester United in the media, and it's hit social media. Now, there is a video that's currently trending on social media. A Manchester United fan voicing out his frustrations and his opinions on Manchester United and Jose Mourinho. We'll let you have a look and then tell us what you think about it.
Hello? Is this the Football Association of the English Premier League? Yes, sir, I am a fan of Manchester United. What can you do for me? That is a very good question, sir. Sir, please, can you restart the season for Manchester United? What? What do you mean it is not possible? And there is a saying that there is nothing which is impossible under the sun. Huh? Oh, no. You mean Manchester United is no longer under the sun? Then where could they be? Where could they be? Sir Alex Ferguson, where are you? Sir Alex Ferguson, please come and bring the Manchester United, I know. Where are you, Sir Alex Ferguson? Please come back and bring the glory, Man United. I don't want to die while I'm still young. Marino is playing defensive football, but they are not defending. I will die. Please, God, create 3 legs for Romelu Lukaku. Give Romelu Lukaku 3 legs.
All right. Okay, some fans can be very passionate and then take things really far. I don't think it's gotten to that level for Manchester United yet. You just saw a video clip of a Manchester United fan lamenting his team's current woes.
Well, long and short, he wasn't too wrong now. He said what I've always been saying here. They are defending, but they are not defending. I don't know. Look, long and short is we all know Man United's issues right now. So if we go into it, I don't think there's enough time. There's enough time. Whoever brought this video, kudos to you. What goes around comes around.
CP, it seems you haven't gotten over the humor from that video. Now, you have been a supporter of Jose Mourinho. You've constantly said the players are to blame and not the manager. Now, a Manchester United fan is disagreeing with you. He's calling for Sir Alex Ferguson to come back and take over for Jose Mourinho.
I'm just thinking, I hope it's not Soso that asked him to do that. Because the thing is, the guy is so frustrated, and you see it there that it's trending everywhere. It's trending on social media, on Twitter, everywhere, and I think I don't just want to keep laughing, but you just need to do the needful. If they said Jose Mourinho is not there, but they said Sir Alex Ferguson should come back and God should give Lukaku 3 legs. I don't understand. But
no, he said if one missed, the other leg will miss. Maybe. All right, we've got a message from our viewer all the way from South Africa. He's asking a question. Do you think the exit of Cristiano Ronaldo from Real Madrid to Juventus has negative effect on the club following the recent poor record of Real Madrid? With the president Manchester United home also, do you think they can merit top 4?
Long and short.
And then at the end of the message, he says, up Chelsea.
Yes, response to his first question. Yes, you can't lose such a player and expect everything to go well. Now the thing is this: for close to 8 years or thereabouts, he has been their point man. He's been the best, their go-to guy, and he delivers on every front. We know they have top-level players. They have Bale, they have Benzema, but they had to take a backseat because of the brilliance of Cristiano. Now the issue is this: while doing that, it affected their own gameplay. They are in a state where no one expected they were going to be in. You don't sell that kind of player or trade him or whatever it is and expect everything to go normal. I'll use basketball for example. Cleveland Cavaliers have done away with the best player in the world. They will feel it when the season starts. It's just preseason. They are winning 1 or 2 games. I still expect them to make the playoffs, but they might not be where they were. Before, they were always within the first 3 team. But you must feel it when a player like that goes. That is what Real Madrid is going through. Then concerning, he asked a question about
finishing top 4.
Man United. Yes, Man United will still finish top 4.
CP, do you agree? Manchester United for a top 4 finish?
It's Manchester United. They will do the needful, whatever.
You have Manchester City, you have Liverpool, you have Arsenal, you have Chelsea, you have Tottenham, you have Manchester United. You think with the current form of Manchester United, they merit a top 4 finish?
No, with the current form, they will not. With the current form, they will not. But by January, definitely we are going to see a different hand. Is it from the players? Is it from manager? A different thing will come in. And if we see
they will finish in top 4. We all watched at least the most exciting game over the weekend, even if it was Man U and Newcastle. The one we thought was going to be exciting wasn't exciting, so I picked it as my most exciting game. Now, long and short is, we saw what the players can do on their own. They were not coordinated. This was a case of, we want to win. We can't take this anymore. Like literally, to hell with whether Mourinho is going or not, we want to win. And they scored 3 goals. Look, I can't remember the last time Mourinho was down 2-0 and they won a game. That's been a topic of discussion. Listen to all the pundits, they always tell you. So imagine if these boys get together and are coordinated, what they will achieve.
But imagine also if these boys don't get to play together. Some of them might be dropped by the manager if he doesn't like it, the way they go about their business. And unfortunately, or sadly enough for us on the program today, nobody got to win our delicious gifts. It means I'll be 1 shawarma up at the end of tonight's program. Alright, that's been all we have for you on tonight's program. It's been really exciting for us here in the studios. If you're a Manchester United fan, please take heart. Things might turn out better than you imagine. And for all of our supporters, we're saying goodbye, stay safe, God bless you.